Welcome. Today is Thursday, August 6th, 2026. Coming up this hour, Virtual Beings, Briefing 1. Virtual beings are reshaping work, play, care, and commerce amid growing ethical debate. Virtual Beings, Briefing 2. Governments and platforms begin sketching the rules for digital beings. Virtual Beings, Briefing 3. Virtual beings are reshaping entertainment and media as avatars, influencers, and hybrids. And finally, world models and Meta-Anduril briefing. World models research heats up as key talent makes strategic moves. We begin with gaming. Snail Games USA, through its subsidiary EgoFold, previewed a new category of AI companions for video games called non-human players, NHPs, designed to learn, adapt, and actively play alongside human users across multiple game genres. Like scripted bots, NHPs are built with real-time perception, reasoning, and memory to function as adaptive teammates, with the technology set to debut at the RA4 2026 conference in Las Vegas. A related initiative, AI Ranch, is the platform behind creating these NHPs. Next, enterprise and workplace. Savient introduced Zuma, a new AI identity security platform designed to govern and protect AI agents, large language models, and non-human identities that operate at machine speed within enterprises. The platform provides a unified control plane with capabilities for discovering AI agents, applying real-time runtime controls to prevent privilege misuse, and establishing accountability and governance across all identities. Other companies serving this growing market include Obsidian Security, which raised $85 million to scale its security platform for AI agents operating across third-party business applications, and BeyondTrust, which added native features to its Pathfinder platform for securing non-human and AI-linked identities. SailPoint also launched a unified identity security solution, combining an agentic fabric and a human fabric to deliver continuous, real-time discovery, governance, and protection for both human and machine identities. In healthcare and eldercare news, 3D holographic digital companion named AVA is being developed by gaming firm Razer in collaboration with the National University of Singapore through a new joint research lab. Designed as a desk companion that can manage schedules, offer reminders, and serve as a gaming assistant, AVA is a prototype that currently uses xAI's Grok for its conversational abilities. In a separate eldercare application, the AI desktop companion LEQ is being used to help older adults with medication reminders, cognitive games, and video calls, while the AI companion Mila is used in a New York senior living facility to converse with residents and encourage participation in real-world social activities. Now, marketing and commerce. Wistar announced plans to integrate the Cadence 2.5 AI video generation model, while its broader platform already offers AI avatars, real-time interactive avatars, and AI live streaming solutions for enterprise content creation, with brands like Samsung and Medea among its customers. The Wistar platform combines generation of AI video with interactive avatar capabilities to streamline content for marketing and customer service. And finally, cultural and ethical contexts. Study from Stanford University, published in Nature Human Behavior, analyzed interactions between 1,131 users and AI companions on the character AI platform, finding that, for individuals with smaller real-world social networks, using chatbots for companionship was associated with lower psychological well-being, particularly when those interactions were intensive and highly personal. The researchers described this as a social snack that fails to replace human connection. In response to the growing role such companions play, Duckworth and Murkowski introduced bipartisan legislation, the Children's Artificial Intelligence Toy Safety Act of 2026, to mandate a federal study on the physical, mental, and emotional risks AI-enabled toys pose to children, following independent tests that found AI toys discussing sexually explicit content and giving dangerous instructions to children. Separately, a Los Angeles woman's experience went viral after she discovered her former therapist was Elin Nordegren, a figure who understood public breakups firsthand, highlighting public interest in the personalities behind therapeutic AI. We begin with governance and policy. A feature piece in PC Mag explores the growing problem of deepfake digital doppelgangers on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, citing the experiences of fitness creator Marsha Dunkel and musician Sophie Burrell, among others. The article details the legal landscape in the United States, where federal legislation, such as the No Fakes Act, which would allow individuals to prohibit unauthorized AI generation of their voice and visual likeness, remains under consideration, while the Take It Down Act, targeting non-consensual intimate imagery, was signed into law in May 2025. Attorney Thomas Dunlap advised creators to protect themselves by monitoring for deepfakes with services like Reality Defender and ZeroFox, issuing DMCA takedown requests, and preserving evidence for law enforcement or civil action, noting that many platforms have inadequate or unresponsive systems for handling such reports. Separately, researchers at the Fraunhofer Institute for Secure Information Technology in Darmstadt have developed a software demonstrator designed to detect deepfake participants in real time during video conferences. The system combines machine learning-based audio and video analysis to indicate the probability that a caller is genuine, running entirely locally on a computer with a modern graphics card and 12 gigabytes of memory, which avoids transmitting sensitive biometric data to external cloud servers. The project lead noted the technology is still in a testing phase and will require engagement with companies like Zoom or Microsoft Teams and resolution of legal questions under GDPR before potential integration into commercial platforms. We begin with virtual influencers. Whimsical threat. The impact of virtual influencers' cuteness on compensatory consumption. Quang, 2026, examines how cuteness aesthetics in virtual influencers trigger compensatory consumption behaviors. The work unpacks the psychological mechanisms through which whimsical, cute virtual personas can paradoxically drive material acquisition among followers, contributing to the growing literature on virtual influencer design features and consumer response. Next, VTubers and virtual streamers. Dual-path persuasion in tourism live streaming, a heuristic systematic examination of impulsive travel intention and immediate buying intention. Pan, 2026, applies dual process theory to tourism live streaming hosted by virtual streamers, mapping how heuristic and systematic processing routes differentially shape impulsive travel and purchase intentions. The study advances understanding of virtual streamers as persuasive agents in experiential commerce context. In digital, humans news. When AI speaks climate change urgency, the paradoxical effect of AI disclosure and psychological distance on pro-social behavioral intention. Jiang, 2025, investigates how disclosing that a climate advocacy message is delivered by an AI-driven digital human alters pro-social behavioral intentions. The dissertation identifies a paradoxical effect wherein AI disclosure interacts with psychological distance, illuminating the boundary conditions under which digital humans can effectively mobilize public action on consequential issues. Deepfake advertising and public perception, overconfidence in AI detection and AI disclosure on perceived authenticity. Cha, 2025, probes how consumers' overconfidence in their ability to detect deepfakes interacts with AI disclosure labels to shape perceived authenticity of digital human endorsers in advertising. The work offers a cautionary account of the gap between self-assessed detection skill and actual vulnerability when encountering synthetically generated spokespersons. Now, mixed reality humans. Designing for engagement, using audience analytics, content analysis, and message testing to develop communication campaigns for sustainable land. Dueled, 2025, develops and evaluates communication campaigns that integrate audience analytics with content featuring mixed reality human presenters to promote sustainable land use behaviors. The dissertation provides an applied design framework for deploying XR actors in pro-environmental persuasion, bridging media effects theory and campaign practice. And finally, titles mentioned. Whimsical threat. The impact of virtual influencers' cuteness on compensatory consumption. Quang, 2026. Dual path persuasion in tourism live streaming. A heuristic systematic examination of impulsive travel intention and immediate buying intention. Pan, 2026. When AI speaks climate change urgency. Paradoxical effect of AI disclosure and psychological distance on pro-social behavioral intention. Jiang, 2025. Deepfake advertising and public perception. Overconfidence in AI detection and AI disclosure on perceived authenticity. Cha, 2025. Designing for engagement. Using audience analytics, content analysis, and message testing to develop communication campaigns for sustainable land. Jeweled, 2025. We begin with world models research. A growing body of research argues that the vision-language action, or VLA, approach to robotics is hitting a ceiling, and that the future belongs instead to world action models. NVIDIA's developer blog makes the case bluntly. VLAs are built on vision-language backbones that describe the world, but do not predict how it evolves, leaving them brittle when tasks demand anticipating physical change. A world action model replaces that language backbone with a video world model, one that already understands how objects move when pushed, grasped, or dropped, and post-trains it into a robot policy. The practical wins, according to NVIDIA, are less data to reach a given capability, better behavior outside the training distribution, and a shorter path to new embodiments. The company's newly open Cosmos 3 model family, spanning 4 billion parameter edge through 64 billion parameter supervariants, is positioned as the foundation for this shift. Two ready-made policies, Cosmos 3 Nano policy, droid at 16 billion parameters, and Cosmos 3 Edge policy, droid at 4 billion, are post-trained for the Franca Panda arm, and NVIDIA reports that starting from an omni-checkpoint lifted Robo Lab success from 28.1% to 36.8%. The model can simultaneously output actions and a predicted video of what the robot's cameras will see, keeping the full generative capability intact. Telecom Foundation world models are emerging as a parallel concept in network autonomy. Ericsson's new white paper defines a telecom world model as one that predicts how the network state will respond to a candidate action, distinguishing it from a mere time series forecaster. By building such models on top of foundation models pre-trained on diverse network data, topology, fault records, configuration logs, performance metrics, operators could evaluate the impact of changes before they are deployed. The paper envisions roles in intent-based management, network digital twins, predictive fault handling, and software patch validation, but makes clear that industrial-scale deployment remains unsolved. Data that is rich enough to disentangle the effect of actions from external factors is scarce in real networks today, and open questions around generalization, lifecycle management, and the proper mix of real and synthetic data remain. Ericsson argues that the path forward requires close collaboration between service providers and vendors, with CSPs contributing historical operational data while preserving privacy through customer-specific specialization. The a firm building infrastructure at the intersection of decentralized finance and AI, announced the launch of what it calls the financial world model. The system is designed to train directly on live capital flows rather than on reconstructed or synthetic data, creating a closed loop in which signals from hundreds of millions in daily trading volume are continuously labeled and fed back. The one frames this as the missing substrate that turns on-chain finance into a living intelligence layer, serving both human traders and autonomous AI agents across high-frequency trading, perpetual futures, prediction markets, and other verticals. Core infrastructure capabilities from OpenOcean are being integrated to strengthen live liquidity access. And finally, people and hiring. Yan LeCun, Meta's former chief AI scientist and a Turing Award winner, has joined a new venture firm called 224 Ventures. The fund, run alongside Google DeepMind researcher Oriol Vinyals and AIX Ventures founder Sean Johnson, launches with over $100 million in assets under management and a limited partner base of 244 people, primarily AI operators. Checks will range from $1 to $5 million for early-stage AI-native teams spanning applications, robotics, and infrastructure. LeCun is also executive chairman and co-founder of Advanced Machine Intelligence Labs, or AMI Labs, the Paris-based world model startup that raised just over $1 billion in March at a $3.5 billion pre-money valuation. The new fund comes a month after reports of LeCun's involvement with another vehicle, Extelligence Invest, which he subsequently left after what the fund described as exclusivity obligations that had not been fully understood. LeCun told Bloomberg that the earlier reports were inaccurate due to a miscommunication, and Johnson wrote that the principals will now be investing exclusively through 224. That's all for this hour's briefings. You can help improve this broadcast by supporting patreon.com/mendiBot. Thanks to all our patrons listed here.